Hello, friends. Welcome back to our channel, AI Learning Solutions. Uh, I hope you remember in the previous part of our MERS session, we have deployed the Healthcare Foundation. Now, under that foundation, we have seen that it has deployed three lake houses, one for bronze, one for silver, and one for gold. In addition, it has also deployed notebooks also. Now, in this particular demo, we will be moving ahead and we will see how these notebook file will help us to have the data in place in the lakehouse. So let's begin our session. So in this particular section, if you just see, and if I just sort it out, you can see these all notebooks also I got. Okay, one of the important notebook here is that we have this healthcare one MSFT config notebook. So if I open this notebook, this is actually the configuration notebook. So if you just observe it carefully, what is written here, now just see here, this particular notebook provides us the features with this with the respective to dynamic one lake endpoint resolution, fabric runtime validation, and configurable parameters. So these are the configurations which is being happening in this particular notebook, that is workspace configuration such as workspace name, solution name, then lakehouse configurations, then secret and key configuration, some miscellaneous configuration, and workloads. Now, because I have deployed it into this particular workspace, it has automatically picked up my details within this workspace name. So I am able to match it that yes, this is the correct workspace name here. So this is the workspace name, and I am able to see it is exactly matching on the URL as well. Okay, so this confirms me that my configuration is going good because I'm working with my sample data. Therefore, I'm not supposed to do any change in this particular configuration. In case if I am working with any other data source, then we might be required to update the key name and the secret and all these changes I'm supposed to do. Now, moving ahead, one more point I would like to highlight. This is just a configuration file. We are not supposed to execute this file. This particular file will be executed by the other notebook files. So we are not supposed to execute this file. So you can see this is the code already pre-written for the configuration purpose. Now let's move ahead to other notebooks also. So I switch to my workspace again. And if I look at the notebooks, so I have for the notebooks like uh, we have this raw bronze ingestion notebook, we have bronze silver flatten notebook, and then we have silver sample flatten extension notebook. So how we will be starting? We will be starting with this raw bronze ingestion notebook. So basically, you can see here that in the healthcare data solution, Medallion architecture has been implemented and data is processed using the multi-layered approach. So the first layer, which is bronze, which maintains the raw state of the data source, and the second layer, which is silver, which represents a validated enriched version of data. So the third and final layer is gold, which is highly refined and aggregated. In this notebook, we ingest data into the delta tables in the healthcare MSFT branch lakehouse. So if you look at the structure of this notebook, the one section will be related to the load and setup, and the second section will be the call branch ingestion service, and then we will verify the results. So if you just see here, this is related to the configuration setup. Then we are having branch ingestion service is being called here. It will automatically ingest the data into my branch lakehouse, and then once it is done, we are going to verify the result. So let's run this particular notebook, and you can see here it is already executing that existing configuration notebook from this particular section. So let me trigger run all, and it will execute all these steps. So let's let it execute. It will definitely take time. So I'm pausing my video for the moment and let it happen. You can see I got an error here, and when we look at it is related to the Spark version error. So let me resolve this issue also. So I'll go to my workspace, and I'll go to my workspace setting, and here, give me a moment. So here we have this data engineering and science. Under the Spark settings, we will go to this environment, and you can see the runtime version is selected 3.4, and as per the required version it is looking for 3.4. I just did that change, and I say save. Now it is saved successfully. Once it is saved, I'll just refresh and re-execute my notebook. Let it happen. Now you can see after this update, my configuration file has been executed successfully. So I'm just executing step by step now, and I will actually execute all the uh, code blocks which are there. Okay, so once it is executed, I'll show you the results. Now you can see this has been successfully executed. I'm just showing you all the cells have has been executed. So configuration has been executed, some installation which we are supposed to do, that is done. Okay, and then we have enabled some of the settings from the notebook. Then call to branch ingestion service has been successfully executed. At this point of time, we are just working with the sample data, and then uh, it has, just observe here, it has taken approximate 12 minutes in execution of this particular service call. So if you go ahead and then see that table has been fetched, patient table we are at this point of time looking at from the branch layer. Now let me show you it in the lake house also. So I will go to my workspace back, and if I go to this branch layer, so now you can see here so many tables has been loaded. Okay, in the branch layer these all tables has been loaded successfully. Now moving to the next set of steps. So let's build the silver layer from this branch. So for that, again I will switch to my notebooks, and I have this bronze silver flattened notebook available. I'll go to this notebook. I have already set up the Spark configuration. Now you can see here. So in this particular notebook, we will be leveraging the silver ingestion service. Okay, and uh, it will actually flatten the FHIR resources in the which are there in the bronze lake house to ingest it into the silver. So here we are not making any changes, it will automatically do the task. And if I show you again, the configuration file is there, installation file is there, then we are doing some task with respect to the processing, whatever is required it is done here, and then we will be looking at the data again once it is executed. So let me trigger this also. So it will again take some time in completing all these activities. Let it complete, and then I'll show you the execution once it is done successfully. Now you can see it has been executed successfully. So if you just see, all the cells has been executed. So configuration done, installation it's also done. Then we have set up some configuration further. So setup is completed. Then we have executed this particular section, which is actually flattening the bronze based data and creating the silver layer of our data. Once, so you can see here it has taken approximate 17 minutes in execution, and once it is done, we have also printed the patient data again. So my silver layer is also ready. If I wanted to see in the lake house, I will go to my silver lake house, and I would be able to see the tables in the silver lake house as well. Now you can see it is loaded here also. Okay, so all the tables has been flattened accordingly, and the silver layer has been created.